Putting up interior wall cladding tiles. Difficulty level 1 hammer. These wall cladding tiles are easy to put up and add a pleasing echo effect. Finished in natural stone or concrete, they are suitable for indoor and outdoor use. With a plaster backer panel, they can be used anywhere indoors except in wet rooms. You will need some battens, a selection of wall cladding tiles, some adhesive mix, damp-proofing product, and perhaps some jointing compound. You will need a pencil, a tape measure, a mason's ruler, a spirit level, a notch spatula, a large paintbrush, a rubber mallet, a chalk line, an angle grinder with a diamond cutting disc, a hole cutting saw, and a drill. If you are using seal joints, get a grout finishing tool, a pointed trowel, a plastering trowel, some blocks, a flat trowel, a tray, and a soft bristle brush. Make sure you wear safety goggles and protective gloves. The adhesive will absorb some surface irregularities, but even so, you should check that the wall is clean, dry, and not crumbling. Remove any old wallpaper and sand-painted surfaces gently with a large grain sandpaper to help the adhesive stick. If the wall is plaster or has plaster tiles, score the surface lightly to improve adhesion. Check that the floor is flat and level. This is very important, especially if you do not want to leave joints. If there are defects, it is better to start at the second row, using a batten as a support. Mark the line for the second row of tiles using a chalk line. Ensure the batten is horizontal and screw it into the wall temporarily. If you are not leaving joints, the first row may simply rest on top of the batten and from there move up the wall. Mark a horizontal line every 3 rows to indicate how far up you should apply the adhesive. If you are using evenly shaped tiles, like terracotta briquettes, create the joint by using 2 thick blocks for each tile. Check, however, that the tops are horizontal every 3 or 4 rows. If you're using irregular shaped tiles, such as reconstituted stone, you need a line every 3 rows, taking into account the thickness of the joints. Measure the surface area to be covered and add 10% for wastage and offcuts. To ensure the colors blend naturally, open several packs and mix the tiles together before putting them on the wall. Sometimes the back of the tiles may have surface irregularities. To get rid of them, rub with a grater or scraper. Make up your cement-based adhesive according to the manufacturer's instructions. If you have ready mixed adhesive, stir for a few minutes to get a uniform mixture. If your area is small, 1 coat of adhesive on the back of the tile will be enough. If the surface area is 800 to 900 square centimeters and the tiles are 25 by 35 centimeters, use a double coat of glue. In this case, cover an area equal to 3 or 4 tiles with adhesive to start with, and spread it using the notched spatula. Then put adhesive on the back of a tile, spreading it with the notched spatula in the opposite direction to that used on the wall. Press the tile against the adhesive on the wall and push the bottom down against the batten. Press on the tile while turning it gently. Then tap on the tile with a rubber mallet to ensure good adhesion. If you're using corner sections of tiling, start there. Stick 3 or 4 tiles along the length of the batten. Then carry on along the row above. Even without joints and the tiles placed edge to edge, check they are level with a spirit level from time to time. For tiles with offset joints, begin with a tile cut in half every other row. Check the vertical alignment with the help of your spirit level and guideline on the wall. Use a damp sponge rinsed regularly to remove the slightest trace of adhesive on tiles with a smooth surface. For a tile with rough surface, scratch carefully to avoid cracking the surface. At the end of a row, place the last tile to be fitted against the wall and mark a cut line using the last section you put in place. To hide the cut edge, place it on the wall side. If you don't have a water-cooled tile cutter, the angle grinder and diamond cutting disc will also allow you to cut natural stone tiles. Place the tile against a piece of offcut and guide the blade while cutting slowly. A hand cutter can also be used for tiles which are no thicker than 10 mm. Here are two solutions for electric sockets and switches, provided the tile surface is flat, like cladding briquettes. Mark the entry point and use the hole cutter, again placing the tile on an offcut. However, if the surface of the tile is too irregular to allow an electric switch or socket to sit properly, it is better to cut out a square inset section in the tile with an angle grinder. Once all the tiles have been laid, remove the batten and measure those tiles that need cutting to complete the first row. Fix them in place using a double layer of adhesive. You can fix smaller, stylish interior cladding slips with a simple layer of adhesive on the back. Their irregular shape means they can be placed close to the ground straight away. You can buy small pieces of wood from the manufacturer, which will keep the tiles apart and prevent them from slipping down the wall. After a few hours, you can prepare your special grouting mortar. Mix the powder with water according to the manufacturer's instructions to achieve a thick paste. Place a little of the grouting mortar on a flat trowel and put it next to the joint. Push the grout with the grout finishing tool into the joint. You could also use a pastry bag. Allow the grout to set a little. Then smooth it by pressing gently with the finishing tool. Use a soft brush or a paintbrush to remove any possible excess. This final treatment will also improve the look of the joint. If the tiles are located in a damp environment, such as a bathroom or the kitchen, you should apply a damp-proofing product over the entire surface. Just a few hours for a stylish new look for your room.